Hey there everybody, Zach here with Sew Yeah Quilting. As you know, because I'm Zach and I'm here. This is Sew Yeah. We're doing it again. What's up everybody, Zach here with Sew Yeah Quilting. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this awesome starry-eyed quilt. Let's get started. This quilt is super easy to make, and as you can see, it is stunning. Something nice about this pattern, as well as all patterns that can use just primarily two tones, the simplicity of it really makes it stand out. You have your blue and your white, and it shows off the color of your fabric very nicely. You could redo this in any color you wanted. If you swap the blue out for red, green, yellow, orange, pink, black, whatever you did, hopefully in your mind you're getting a little mental picture of the different color, the different fill that each of those quilts would have with the exact same pattern. Additionally, if we swap the white for a different color, say we did swap the white for red, all of a sudden this becomes very different. So just playing around with that, this can become a really unique project. You could also, just hear me out here, you could also do each block a different color. Keep the same white background for everything, make each block a different color, and all of a sudden, instead of this kind of lattice all connected together pattern, you have a bunch of unique individual stars in a whole spectrum of color. So there's a whole bunch you can do with this, which I really like with these types of quilts. That being said, I don't want to drag this out very much, but as you're about to see, this quilt is super easy to make and the results are stunning. That being said, let's get into it. We're going to start off making our center square, which is right here. So to make this block, we're going to start off with a 5.5 inch square and a few 3-inch squares. And what we'll do is we're going to lay them down right sides together. We're going to start off going kitty corner on top of our big square. I'm then going to take a pen and mark on the diagonal on each of my little 3-inch squares. You're going to mark these kitty corner and you're going to sew down the line on each of these. When that's done, we're going to do the exact same thing on the opposite corners. Now, we will cut off the excess and then press this open. With those two sides pressed out, we can do the exact same thing we just did, but on the opposite corners. And there we go. Center of our block is ready to roll. For the next portion, to do the outside hourglasses, that's what those are called. To do the next portion of our block, here's what we're gonna need. Our squares that we have cut down from our Vegas strips into 6.5 inch squares. I'm going to put them right sides together. And this is actually one of my favorite techniques. You're gonna mark a line down the center. Now we're gonna sew on both sides of this line. Now we will cut this in half on that line that we made. That's going to give us 2 half square triangles. Press these open. With those half square triangles pressed, we're going to lay them down on top of each other with our one fabric on top of our other fabric, if that makes sense. Our foreground and our background. Make sure our seams are nice and nested. And now we're going to do the exact same thing we just did, except we're going to do it on the other corner. So I've got my seam that I've already sewn there. So I'm going to mark, going from the other corner to corner. And now we're just going to repeat this process of sewing on both sides of that line, and then we're going to cut it open. And now we'll do another cut. And we'll press these open. And that gives us a nice little 1/4 square triangle. These pieces are going to go on all 4 quadrants of your center block, and the orientation here is important. The outside color of my center block is lined up with the same color on these blocks here. Now, last step for this, boom, we're gonna keep it really easy. Got some more blocks here that I have cut down to 5.5 inches square. Start with a 6.5 inch Vegas strip. You do your cutting and your sewing. Everything shrinks up a little bit. And so we've got our background print that is cut down to 5.5 inches square. That goes like that. Now all that's left to do is sew this together. But before we do that, I want to take 1 second to just say, if you're enjoying this content, please like, subscribe, share. I know you've heard it a million times, but this is all content that is obviously free to you. There's a lot that goes on in the back end to make this happen. The more that this can be liked, subscribed, shared, and all of that, the more it tells YouTube, hey, I'm enjoying this, so I would recommend you send this to somebody else who would enjoy this as well. YouTube does its whole algorithm thing, and it gets the word out to more people. That allows Sew Yeah to reach more people and continue to grow, which allows us to continue to make these tutorials for you all.
I have a tear in my eye.
Thank you. So that being said, please pause the video for 1 second, hit that like button, subscribe, share. You know how that works. Let's get back to the block. And there you go. Super simple pattern, very easy to do, and hey, it's Vegas strip friendly, which is always a plus. That's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe. Like I said before, the pattern is free down in the description below. And if you need a little more inspiration, check out one of these videos right here. That's all we got. My name is Zach, teaching you to sew like a pro, and we'll see you next time here at Sew Yeah Quilting.